ever constant criterion in assessing any changes affecting the judiciary should be whether the envisaged changes aggrandize or diminish judicial independence. Any changes which breaches the separation of powers or threaten judicial independence could be, without a doubt, a very dangerous retrogressive from the path of constitutionalism Kenyans chose in 2010. As I sit in the next few days, I want to assure Kenyans that I leave behind a solid judiciary. The judges of our courts have made, the judgments our courts have made since the promulgation of the Constitution in 2010 attest to this. My fellow countrymen, if you want our courts to determine cases within 2 years and attract investment, as happens in countries like Singapore, your parliamentarians, Mr. Speaker, your parliamentarians have to commit reasonable resources to the judiciary. To avoid reprisals when courts decide cases against the powers that be, have the judiciary constitutionally guaranteed an allocation of at least 3.7% of the national budget, and have it deposited in the judiciary fund immediately after the budget is approved as required by Article 173(4) of the Constitution. Only these measures will truly inoculate the judiciary against the vagaries of short-term political interests expected of the political branches of government. Without that, such proportionate investment in the judiciary, and without increasing the human resource capacity in the number of judges and judicial officers, my fellow countrymen, I want to tell you that the elimination of case backlog will remain a pipe dream. Many of our leaders have, and quite justifiably so, beseeched me to open courts in their areas. Many governors, and I want to thank them, have donated pieces of land to the judiciary to construct courts. A number of MPs, and I also thank them, have gone as far as constructing court buildings with the CDF funds. That is clear testimony of the dire need for courts in many parts of our country. I want to say this, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow Kenyans. Allocate between 5 and 10 billion shillings to the judiciary development kitty every year, and you will have appropriate courts in every corner of the country. With very little resources, actually less than 12 billion, the very important support we have received from the World Bank through JP project, we have already demonstrated that this is possible. To my fellow judges and magistrates, despite all the above enumerated challenges, I beseech you to continue doing your very best. Please be courageous and discharge your duties with unwavering integrity and true to your oath of office. You are the hope of this country. I have been told that many times, and I'm sure you have also been told. Kenyans are proud of you, and myself as your Chief Justice, I am very, very proud of you. Fellow judges and magistrates, please remember that the judiciary plays a critical role in the political stability and economic prosperity of this country. If you falter in the discharge of your duties, especially in the determination of electoral disputes around 2022 general election, what we experienced in 2007-2008 post-election violence would easily recur with worse intensity and implications. Please, 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 judges, don't let that happen. As I conclude, I want to say that many of the achievements that I have enumerated above would not have been possible without the support of many stakeholders. I therefore wish to sincerely thank the Judicial Service Commission. Members have sometimes made you sit late and for very many long hours, but you have graciously endured. At times it has appeared in the media as though there are conflicts among us. I want to assure the nation that we have worked and are working very well together. Differences of opinion should not be taken as conflicts. I want to thank my Deputy, Justice Philomena Mwilu, and my Chief Registrar of the Judiciary. I sometimes tell people that these women give me hell, but it is good. These ladies have taken my calls even late at night. I want to thank you most sincerely. CRJ, yesterday you ordered me to come back and I came. I had gone home and she ordered me to come back and I came for important work. You can see how we work. I want also to thank the entire judiciary community for your support and the commitment to a judiciary that delivers. Despite the poor working conditions, your cooperation and commitment to a common agenda in the pursuit of justice and needs of the Kenyan citizenry has been steadfast. I thank the entire justice sector for the cooperation and support that you have accorded me over the last 4 years of my leadership. Through the National Council on Administration of Justice, we have made important gains and achievements in ensuring coherence and coordination of the justice services in the country. Indeed, the manner in which we have managed the COVID-19 pandemic in the justice sector is evidence of this cooperation and commitment to seeking common solutions. I also want to thank the development partners. I can see some of the representatives here. The European Union and the UNODC, through the PLEAD project, you have been relentless in your investment to have the voiceless in our marginalized parts of the country heard and their justice needs met. To IDLO, as you have done with other several departments, both in the executive and the legislature, you have been a bulwark of many of the activities in the judiciary. Were it not for your support and wavering support, the current digitization of the judiciary, especially the e-filing system, would have come a crowbar. The Danish, the Dutch, the British, the German, and the American embassies, just to name a few, the judiciary is indebted to you all. I also want to thank the other arms of government, that is the legislature and the executive, for the cooperation they have given me. Finally, and most importantly, I have no suitable words to thank you, the Kenyan people, for your unwavering support for me. That lady I met in Rome, that engineer I met at Heathrow Airport, that gentleman I met in Vienna, that live timer I met at Kodiaga prison, that student I met at Kenya High School, that lady I worshipped in the Pentecostal Church, Valley Road, at the invitation of Bishop Oginde. That Catholic priest I met in Kakamega, that pastor of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, now deceased, who urged me to be courageous and not to be a living corpse. Not to mention the numerous others here in Kenya and other places, most of whom I have never met, who have accosted me and given me words of encouragement. And not least to my wife and children and my larger family. I want you to know that your kind words give me courage and stamina to soldier on in spite of the challenges I faced. To my fellow Christians, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and all fellow Christians from other denominations, as well as my brothers and sisters in the Islamic, Hindu, and other faiths, particularly those of you who woke up and lifted me up in prayers, even when I was myself asleep. You are to me Aaron. To all of you, I say thank you very much. To our President, wherever you are, it is clear there is a difference of opinion between me and you. But I want to assure you and the entire nation that I have nothing personal against you. To the contrary, as you know, Mr. President, I have given you respect as our head of state. Why would I want to fight you, as some people are suggesting? I am apolitical, and I hold no brief for any politician. The security and the intelligence services can assure you of that, and I'm sure they have assured you of that.